Hello, everyone. Welcome to our PCOS Awareness series. And let's explore some more questions today. Hi, I'm Rashmi Gopal. I'm an integrative nutrition health coach. And we have Dr. Anupama here, who is an Ayurvedic fertility specialist from Shrestha Ayurveda. Hello, doctor.
Hello, Rashmi.
Doctor, can you throw some light on how PCOS affects women with their mental health, especially they have mood swings, anxiety, and also depression many times. So, how does Ayurveda approach the mental health of PCOS patients?
Okay. So, first thing first, I want all PCOS patients out there to know that mood swings or any mental health challenges is a part of the symptoms of PCOS. I feel this awareness by itself will make them feel that okay, they are dealing with it because I do see that they need to exercise, for example, but if they're not able to do it, they blame it on laziness. They themselves do it, or the family members or friends think of it as okay, if only she could get up and be determined and do it, PCOS will go away and all that. I want them to know that even studies have shown that PCOS women, in comparison to women of the same age without PCOS, are more vulnerable to mental health conditions. Like you said, mood swings, very, very common. Anxiety and depression is pretty common with women struggling with PCOS. So, knowing that it is a part of the entire milieu, like I said before, it is a systemic condition affecting almost every single part of your body, including your mental health. So when you know this, you know that it is not just a lack of discipline, it is not an attitude problem, it is not behavioral problems. I hear all these words in my practice, and I want to assure them that it is not you, it is a condition. And not just Ayurveda looks at this very closely because most of the conditions in Ayurveda are seen as psychosomatic, where mental health, stress, and other things are involved in the development of the condition, in the pathology of the condition. So in PCOS also we look at it very, very carefully and also very closely and advise women, not just herbs and not just panchakarma, and herbs and panchakarma can hugely benefit them with their mental health, and also psychotherapy if needed, also meditation, yoga, and we encourage them to find what helps them with their mental health. Okay, that happens only when you're aware that it is a part of the problem and not a problem. Not you are not the problem. Sometimes that awareness is very, very important. Okay, and address it and what to expect and how to deal with it. I especially have a long conversation with my patients and make them aware. And also, when at some point, when they are unable to handle it with only herbs or diet, I even prescribe something like Takradhara, Shirodhara, Nasya, and there are so many of these which can help, really help these mental health symptoms, conditions per se. So we have to see this and mental health as a part of this milieu of the PCOS and address it like that and approach with every tool we have. They may need a routine. Okay, they may need assurance. They may need treatment. It can be anything. It can be therapy and teaching them breathing techniques to handle the anxiety when it goes up and the periods are delayed. There are so many changes in the body, you know, and to let them know that it is possible to have and to prevent it and also to handle it. Give them tools. You know that is how I am handling mental health issues, starting with awareness and also giving them, equipping them with tools to handle this till their PCOS is better.
Absolutely, doctor. You're right. Because I've also noticed in my work that usually these cases starts with a lot of understanding them, listening to them in our coaching sessions, and mental health is what takes the priority sometimes. And that after addressing that is when people start to
Yeah. You have to lead with it sometimes, listen to
absolutely
them and they will be they'll be open to listening to you later. You know?
correct.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, one very important question because I face this a lot in my practice. So there is so much, so many reels and so much information about these remedies, which sound actually very simple. Like just take cinnamon, you will cure your PCOS. Just take flaxseed for 25 days, or take flaxseed in the morning and your PCOS is cured. I think this is doing more harm than being useful. I would like you to talk about this.
Sure, doctor. Yeah, most of them are definitely generic advice. And unfortunately, PCOS is not that simple. So these are very oversimplistic remedies. So even though they are good for many people, it might not be suitable for everyone. So, for example, cinnamon. Cinnamon is extremely good remedy for somebody with insulin resistance. But if somebody has an acidity issue, it can actually create adverse effects in their health. So the dosage and the ways they consume and the person has to be looked into before really recommending that particular home remedy or a herb or a kitchen remedy, whatever we want to call it as. So they, though they sound very simple and safe and healthy, it has to be administered very carefully. So, like for example, even flaxseed is extremely good. It's a healthy food, but when somebody who has bowel disturbances, their bowel movements, if they're already disturbed, consumes flaxseed, it can disturb it even more. So it's very important to again customize, personalize. So please consult your doctor or nutritionist or a health coach who is closely working with you, who understands your personality and your body type and how your uh, bo- uh, body or your gut health or the digestion responds to certain foods, and then consume it. So, and PCOS is much deeper than what we think. So we need to look deeper into things than just look at some home remedies or kitchen remedies. So unfortunately, there is no one thing that works for everybody. So
I
that's
know.
the gist of it.
I know. The problem with these remedies are they are from the kitchen and more, and which makes people think that it's natural and it must be safe. And also, most of these statements like, okay, cinnamon is good for insulin resistance, and all those are half truths. It's not completely false. But patients have to ask themselves the question, is it good for me? And how much is good for me? Is it suitable? And many other questions before starting any kind of random advice like this found on social media. Isn't
Absolutely.
it?
Correct, doctor.
Okay, okay. We'll continue to take more questions in the further videos. Yeah.
Thank you, doctor.